Buck and ball loads were widely used in the day of the smoothbore musket. The addition of several pellets of buckshot to the standard round ball greatly increased the hit probability of the average line company. At close range on the battlefield, or in the thick underbrush of the frontier, buck and ball was proven to have a murderous effect on target. Even after the widespread adoption of the rifle, many units, including the Union Irish Brigade, clung to their venerable smoothbores for the express purpose of using this deadly combination of slug and shot. This video will describe the historical process of constructing buck and ball cartridges using one of the kits offered by the Jefferson Arsenal. Our instructions are based on those found in the 1841 edition of the U.S. Army Ordnance Manual. Before we begin, let's take inventory of the items included in the kit. 20.662 caliber round balls, 60.311 caliber buckshot, 30 trapezoidal musket papers, 1 69 caliber dowel rod, rounded on one edge. This is your forming rod. 10 feet of 5-strand flax cord intended to be split into its individual strands before using. 1 wooden choking cord assembly. 2 sheets of brown paper stamped with an arsenal label to package up your completed rounds. Patch grease to lubricate the ball. I use old zip grease from Dixie Gun Works because it uses a beeswax mutton tallow mixture very close to the original 3-to-1 ratio. However, there are plenty of other aftermarket lubricants out there. It's a good idea to prepare your twine at this point. Cut 4 10-inch sections and untwist the twine into its 5 individual strands. Having your twine cut and separated will streamline the rolling process. You'll need to lubricate your musket balls as well. Only the 66 caliber round balls need to be coated with lubricant. The buckshot need none. Add enough to give the ball a thin coat. Be aware that using too much wet lubricant may contaminate your powder charge. Now it's time to begin rolling your cartridges. Begin by placing your forming rod atop of one of your paper trapezoids as pictured. The trapezoid should be angled so that the acute angle is facing down and to the right, and the broad end is to the left. The former should be placed along the bottom of the sheet, the rounded end about 1/2 of an inch from the left side of the trapezoid. Turn the former so as to envelop it with the paper. Next, take the former in the left hand, and with the choking cord in your right hand, take 1 turn around the cylinder, 1/2 of an inch from the open end. Push into the open end of the cylinder with the index finger of your left hand and draw gently upon the cord, choking the cartridge shut. Using one of your 10-inch single strands, tie the choked end tightly shut using 2 turns and a 1/2 hitch. Remove the former and introduce 3 of your buckshot into the tube. Ensure they sit side by side at the bottom of the tube. Follow them with the former. Take the forming rod in your left hand. Take 1 turn around the cartridge tube, between where the buckshot lies and the end of your former. Gently tug on the cord to choke the cartridge above the shot. Tie a loose knot in the string and tuck the knot into the cavity created by your choking cord. Wrap the working ends around to the opposite side and tie a 1/2 hitch above the buckshot. Remove the former and slide the lubricated round ball in on top of the choked buckshot. Follow the ball with the former and choke above the round ball as you did with the buckshot. Tie a loose knot in the cord, tucking it into the cavity created by the choking cord. Turn the working ends of the strand around to the opposite side of the cartridge and tie them with 2 1/2 hitches. Cut the excess cord away. You now have a completely rolled round ready to receive a charge of powder. Repeat this process until you have all 20 of your rounds rolled up to this point. Now it's time to start filling your rounds with powder. If your weapon is a flintlock, set your powder measure to 130 grains. If you have a percussion musket, 110 grains was the standard load. If you want a lighter charge of gunpowder, you can set your powder measure to 70 grains. To fold your cartridges closed, begin by giving the round a few taps on the table to level the powder out. Pinch the tip of the round above the black powder. Make a fold above the powder, away from you, so that the top of the cartridge is perpendicular to the powder charge. Fold the edges upward and in on themselves to create two wings. Fold these wings in upon themselves, and then fold the rest of the paper down along the cartridge. It may take a few rounds of practice before you can produce a crisp, neat-looking round. Fill and fold all 20 of your rounds in this manner, and then secure your black powder. For percussion arms, cartridges were usually bundled with a dozen caps per 10 rounds. Roll and choke 2 extra cartridge cylinders in the same manner as before. Place in each tube 12 percussion caps, and fold the top closed. One of these percussion cap tubes is bundled along with 10 rounds. To bundle your cartridges, take 10 rounds and stack them in 2 rows of 5 atop one of your brown arsenal wrappers, ensuring that the stamped end is facing the table. Alternate the cartridges in direction, and place the cap tube either on the left or the right side of the cartridges. This will give the arsenal pack a bit of a lopsided look. Wrap the cartridges as you would a Christmas present, then tie closed with a section of your twine, cutting off excess paper or string as needed. You now have your complete product. Ammunition was issued to the Civil War infantryman in this fashion. He would have stuffed his cartridge box, his haversack, or even his pockets with bundles of cartridges like this, tearing them open feverishly as the sounds of battle rolled closer to his unit's colors. I hope you enjoyed this unique experience of rolling paper cartridges as much as I have. If you'd like to keep up with the Jefferson Arsenal, or if you have any questions about our other products, visit our page at www.facebook.com/thejeffersonarsenal.